everyone. So I'm going to do another week recap. I'm recapping last week. It was core course week for DIS Copenhagen, which means you spend all that time with your core course, which is kind of like your major while you're at this school, but it's just a class that you spend kind of the most of your time with. But basically I am in sustainable development in Northern Europe. I will talk about that for the most part of this video, but first things first, I want to just give you guys some updates right now. At the end of this week, I am going to Stockholm, Sweden, which is very, very exciting. But with that being said, if there's anything in particular you want me to talk about while I'm there, let me know. I'm going to be asking some kids who go to DIS Stockholm, which is another branch, I guess you could say, of DIS. I'm going to be like interviewing them, asking some questions, which will be on this channel as well as DIS's channel, since I am video blogging for them. But then otherwise, just anything else you guys want to see, or if you have questions, let me know so I can ask them. My favorite pen, it already dried out. I use it too much. She's dead. So if you guys know how to refill a pen like this, please let me know. If there's a way, I want her back. I really do. Another thing related to sustainability that I wanted to talk about for my last video, kind of a couple of you were upset that I had commented on people's usage of plastic water bottles here in Copenhagen. You said like that you can return them for money. That's great and all, and you guys can like keep living your lives however you want to live them, but it does take a lot to produce that plastic. Like once you've returned it, got your money, and it can be recycled, it's still not gonna be the same as new plastic is. Like, it's not a cradle to cradle sort of situation there. That is cradle to grave. Eventually that stuff is gonna get worn out. You won't be able to reuse those materials anymore. But I'm not perfect. I'm not 100% sustainable, so I'm not here to tell anyone how to change, how to live their lives. I'm just having a chat with y'all every week. That's all. But with that being said, those are basically all I have for updates, so let me get into what I did last week. So the first half of last week, we just stayed here in Copenhagen. On the first day, we did a treasure hunt of sorts. So I was in a group that rode our bikes around Norbro, which is a neighborhood I am living in right now. I'm pretty familiar with it, but we were basically just kind of looking at the biking infrastructure in Copenhagen, so that was kind of cool. And then we had presentations on it when we got back. Also on Tuesday, we were still in Copenhagen. We had some speakers. We had someone from Loose Market, Loose, this is how it's spelled. We had the creator of that come and talk to us. That's basically one of those sort of zero waste grocery stores. You bring your own containers, you just buy in bulk, so that's really cool. Hopefully I'll be able to check that out at some point. I actually want to do a grocery shopping video on this channel. Let me know if you guys would be into that, but I basically want to show how I buy my groceries while I'm here in Copenhagen, but also maybe recommend some more interesting grocery stores. I'm kind of just giving you a rundown because this was a lot of lectures, so the latter half of the week was more scenic. We went to a place that's basically using methane and turning it into animal feed, kind of as like a protein substitute, so you don't have to be using as much land as you typically would to produce either grain for animals or overfishing and using like fish meal to feed animals, like livestock basically, so you can feed your animals more affordably and without using as much land, so they can be slaughtered. So already you can probably tell why I don't agree with that and why I still don't think that's a very sustainable method. I just don't think it's getting to the root of the whole issue, which is kind of overconsumption of meat, or over-reliance of it in our diets. I'm not here to shove too many beliefs down anyone's throat because I think people should still be able to eat meat if they want. I know it's a very integral part of a lot of people's cultures. However, I just don't think what this place was doing could technically be called a sustainable option, especially even though they're using methane and like they were kind of explaining that the way they used it, it was like using it for something else rather than just letting it escape into our atmosphere. But I mean, the animals are still ingesting that and they're still gonna belch it out. Unless I'm getting the science mixed up, which could totally be the case. Feel free to correct me in the comments. I'm sure all of you would love to do that if I am wrong, but from my perspective, I wasn't a fan. It sounded kind of like a money thing more than a sustainability thing. On Wednesday, we really didn't have too much to do except for in the evening, we went to an event called Sustainia, which was at the Royal Opera House here, which that opera house is beautiful. Let me just say that first and foremost. I've talked about the documentary The True Cost on this channel before, and anyone who is interested in sustainable fashion, you've probably already seen it, but if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. It's on Netflix. It is great. But Olivia Firth, who appeared in that documentary, was there that night, so it was great hearing her talk. It was also great hearing just a number of other people talk. There was a musical performance by China, which is a really popular band here. So it was a really fun night, and I'm glad I got to be a part of something as, I don't know, as important as that in the world of sustainability. It was really a cool opportunity. So I'm thankful for that. On Thursday, we got up 7 a.m. even though we got out of the Opera House super late the night before. But we took a 3-hour train ride to get to Sunderborg, and we basically went to a university there, and they talked about some of the sustainable initiatives they are involved with, just how different apartments, schools, things like that are becoming more sustainable. And from Friday to Saturday, we went to an island called Eru, which is very small, very cute. Apparently it's a really big tourist destination in the summertime, and I could definitely see that. It was very nautical, a lot of boats. They said there's a lot of flowers there in the summer. Unfortunately this time it was just really cold. It was still beautiful. I loved being by the sea. It was really fresh and open. We went to an organic farm there, so that was pretty cool. He gave us some great soup that had some organic veggies in it, so that was nice. And then the following day, our last day, we just went to some different sort of solar energy, wind energy locations, checked those out. Oh my goodness, it was so windy by that wind turbine. You're just like right on the sea, nothing blocking you, full force wind tunnel. It's a lot, but it was fun. I feel like I got to know my classmates better from this trip, so that's a really good thing. I feel like it's kind of, at least hard for me, to always interact with people in class. I'm pretty quiet and everyone else seems to have a lot to say, so I don't like to interrupt. So this was a good opportunity to get to talk to everyone in my course, get to learn some things through a more, I don't know, hands-on approach, get to experience things rather than just talk about things. So I really enjoyed core course week. But that's basically all I had to say. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.
Come on, we can make it happen.